So we have a question, how to be positive if by nature you're negative, or by nature things around you are negative. I just read this morning a quote by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. He said, no matter what happens, no matter how, I'm paraphrasing, no matter how bad it gets, no matter how people hurt you, harm you, whatever tribulations, whatever it is you're having, no matter what it is, don't give up Krishna consciousness. Now, Krishna consciousness is positive, isn't it? The material world is not always positive. People are not always positive with us. But Krishna consciousness is positive. So if you focus on the positive, you remain positive. If you focus on the negative, you remain negative. And you might say, well, there's so many negative things going on around me. That may be true. But where's your focus? And so we see practically there may be so many negative things going around, going within our life. So many difficulties we're dealing with. We take time to chant good rounds. We take time to hear Bhagavatam. We take time to associate with devotees, attend festivals and so on. Those things are so positive that if that becomes our focus, that even though we have difficulties, they don't seem as difficult. They don't seem like such big problems anymore. So if your life is only negative, and that's where your focus lies, yeah, of course, you'll be negative. Now, you might say, but some people by nature are negative. That's true. Some people by nature are positive. So if you're by nature negative, this is all the more important. You need to be engaged in doing things that you like to do, that give you positive experiences. You need to be around people who are positive influences on you. If you're a negative person and you're around negative people, that's like a huge problem for you, isn't it? Because you're so susceptible to those negative influences. The other day I was talking to a devotee, and she said, I'm not happy. And I said, well, what makes you happy? And she said, I like cooking. Cooking makes me happy. And I said, could you cook all day? And she said, she just lit up. She said, yeah, I could cook all day. That would be wonderful. And I said, well, why don't you do that? Because that will make you happy. That will inspire you. That will keep you positive. So especially if by nature you're a negative person, you really need to be engaged in doing things that have a positive influence on you. Now, last thing I want to say, which is really the first thing I wanted to say, the first thing I did say, but just to put it more clearly, if my goal is to be Krishna conscious, then I'll tolerate anything in order to get that goal, no matter how bad it is, no matter how difficult it is. And I won't focus on the difficulty, I'll focus on my goal, which is to be Krishna conscious. So that's a positive goal. So no matter what negative things are happening around me, and people might say, well, why aren't you upset or depressed or discouraged because this is so negative? You say, because I want to be Krishna conscious, and I'm willing to tolerate these things, if that's what I have to tolerate. But I'm not going to allow those things to discourage me because I want to be Krishna conscious. So I cannot allow anything to discourage me, because if I do, then my practice of Krishna consciousness will suffer. And because I don't want that to happen, I just don't allow anything negative to have a negative effect on me.